Welcome back, everybody, to Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. We're going to see if we can finish this here and get first place. I don't know who it is that I have to focus on. I didn't actually see. Oh, shit. Because in the last episode, I know that it showed my score, but I don't remember who it was. Was it No, it wasn't Tails. It was probably like Shadow or like Amigo. I feel like those fuckers have been on my ass this whole time. And Amy's been up there too. That's another thing that I'm not sure about this one because it's been so long since I played. But I know like one of the things in Mario Kart that I experience is like when you're doing like a Grand Prix and there's like somebody who gets like second place. Like let's say you get first and then like Luigi gets second. Well, Luigi, he tends to, well, not Luigi specifically, but like in this case, like Luigi will continuously be in the front of the race for all the other races. So like, and I feel like the game does that on purpose. I don't know like how it does that, but they always do that probably just to give you some sort of like competition to make it like a little bit more difficult to beat that person. And it's the same like it would be like I don't know, Bowser would always, you know, be near third or something like that, so you have to try to like get them to get behind that. But I always felt like with the Sonic, at least with the second one that I've experienced recently, it's a little bit like that, but I oftentimes more than not see the racers get all sorts of different places, which I think is nice. Like I definitely wouldn't say it's always like that, because there's been times where I was like, okay, I feel like the game's just putting like made Knuckles better than the other players because they want him to like compete with me or whatever. But there's been times like I played a Sonic Racing Transform race recently where what had to happen in order for me to win was that Knuckles, and I was playing as Tails, Knuckles had to get second to last place or lower. And what happened was I only hit him with one item, but for the rest of the race he couldn't catch up, and it didn't feel like the game was I didn't feel like the game was like, oh, trying to give me, like, it felt like a legit thing, like, oh, I got first. Where sometimes, like, you know, racers, they don't, like, Knuckles isn't gonna get second every time or first or whatever. And the other part to that was I had to get first place, which I did end up doing, but oh shoot, I think my mic might be a little loud here. No, I think it's fine. Anyways, so yeah, I ended up doing it, which was just amazing. But once again, it took a lot of like skill to do that. It wasn't just like luck. It wasn't because I like got the blue turtle shell or anything. So okay, so now that I did that graffiti cup, I don't remember like any of the tracks. Well, I remember the tracks, but I don't remember like a lot of where they're at in what Grand Prix and stuff. So let's try somebody else. Let's play as Billy. Billy Hatcher is one of those games that yeah, sure. I always wanted to I don't know, I wish it had more to it. Like, it's one game and they never made another one. I know it wasn't like the most amazing game, but I really like that game. For a GameCube game, I thought it was pretty good. And there was a lot of neat little Sega Easter eggs in there. Like, I remember you could hatch like a Sonic egg or like a Knight's egg and stuff like that. But I was so disappointed when they took him out of Racing Transform. They kept one of his tracks, which is like my least favorite, one of my least favorite tracks in the whole fucking game, because I think it's Popo. And there's like that one turn near the end that's practically unavoidable. But yeah, Billy Hatcher I wish had, and I think it was from the creators of Sonic Team, or was it Sonic Team? I'm pretty sure it was just like Sonic Team that made it. I don't know how to do tricks. Oh, is it LB? It is LB. Okay, in Sonic Racing Transform, you just flick the control stick around. So, and this is another map that's actually in that game as well. So. Why am I dealing with Shadow again? Wasn't he fucking with me the last cup too? Like, Jesus. There you go. So there's like a weapon that doesn't take a whole lot of skill, the rockets. That one, it's kind of like the red turtle shell. It just, oopsies, it just homes in on people, so. And speaking of game series that need to come back, Jet Set Radio, which is the track that we're on here, that's one that I'm sure a lot of people would like to see come back. There's just a lot of Sega games that I would like to see come back, because I know that people, like, sometimes they get tired of, like, sequels and remakes and whatever, all that stuff. They're like, oh, we just want new IPs. That's not just a movie thing, that's a video game thing too. And I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of these Sega franchises deserve a couple more. Like Shenmue, well, now it's getting one obviously, but you know, Shenmue didn't have their third game that they wanted. Billy Hatcher, like I said, they only had one game, so what's wrong with, you know, bringing that back? I think that's why people are a little bit more okay with, like, that. I think Jet Set Radio had, like, two games? And when I'm going through these lists, I'm not really thinking of handhelds, by the way, just because I didn't know a lot of the handheld ones. If there was any. Space Channel 5, that's one that, like, it's like they didn't have a lot of, for some of Sega's, like, really classic games, there's not a lot of, like, those games. Like, I think Knights had two. Which, speaking of which, if I remember correctly, I want to say that Knights isn't in this game as a playable character. Is he the, or it? Because I guess it's androgynous? Is that it? Yeah, he's like the flag holder in this game, which I thought was, I remember with this game, I thought that was disappointing. And then when Racing Transform comes out, they take out Billy Hatcher for, now I think Knights is a more well-known character, but still, it's like, oh, you had to take one out and then put the other. And then, for the people who wanted Ristar in Racing Transformed, they put him in, but now he's the flag holder, so that was kind of disappointing too. But I don't know if he was actually part of that. I remember when Sega had a vote thing going for Sonic Racing Transformed, and it was like, what character would you like to see? You vote for it, and we'll try to get them in the game. And, like, I remember, like, Hatsune Miku was up there, Bayonetta, which I would have liked. I think Ryu from Shenmue eventually won, and then they put him in the game because people really wanted him in, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I can't remember if Ristar was, like, one of those characters, because I figured like that was a game that a lot of people would want to have his character represented in this or whatever, because a lot of people like Ristar. I remember when I used to hear, like, oh, Ristar should have been the mascot for Sonic, and I was like, whoa. Personally, that's not what I would have done, but he is a pretty cool looking dude, I guess, star thing. I played Ristar a while back for the first time. I guess this was actually more than a while back. This was when the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection came out. That's when I played Ristar for the first time, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I wasn't, like, wowed with it, I guess, but yeah, I mean, it's a good game. I personally wouldn't replace Sonic with him, even with games like Sonic 06 and stuff. I still wouldn't, but I also love Sonic, so I don't know. Oh man, I have been getting my ass kicked this race. Like, this one, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch up here, because Tails was in my way. Oh no. But yeah, I remember, Knights was the other series that they need something, because they had the Sega Saturn one, obviously, which was, you know, the big one, and then they had that Wii one, which was a failure. I know that part of it was because of the release date, but I've also heard that people just genuinely don't like it. Now, I've only played the Wii one, and I didn't play it for long because when it came out, I was fairly young, and it kind of confused me, and I didn't really understand it. So I would love to, first of all, play the Saturn one, but second of all, try the Wii one again. But just because the Wii one was so disappointing, I feel like Knights is another series that they should try to get a little bit of redemption for, see if they can, you know, make another one. Whenever a series has a game that's like really bad, I always want them to like redeem it. Like they had Sonic Boom recently, and I was like, please redeem it. So they announced Sonic Forces, and I was like, good enough, you know. Although I'm pretty excited for those games. That's the end of episode 2 of Sonic Racing Transform. I'm having a blast. This game's so much fun. Like, I might not sound like it in my voice because I keep ranting and raving about classic Sega games, but trust me, this is fun. I love this game. Thank you everybody for watching.